To Cayman Bracken, Little Cayman, your station, your voice. All things Cayman, one radio, many people. This is home.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And RF Group, money at work.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the record.
For the record. For the record.
Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Ort Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees so fair. Today is Friday, the 17th day of September 2021. I hope and I trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or operating any type of motorized vehicle, again, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Remember, the life you save may be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday. Or if you celebrated a birthday a few days ago, like Miss Lucille Seymour, who celebrated a birthday yesterday, and my son Kareem, who celebrated a birthday yesterday. Also, we want to wish you a belated happy birthday. Also, for those of you who have lost loved ones, we want to express our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing to you as well. For those of you who are not feeling well, either at home or at a medical facility, and those of you who may be under government quarantine, we wish you a speedy recovery as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and, by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Ort Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, the beautiful radio voice of Miss Susan Watson waiting to take your calls. Those calls can be made through our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037, 949-6990. Email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord at candw.ky. WhatsApp us, 925-3261, where you can send us a text message or leave us a voice note, the contents of which will be played during the course of the show. And, of course, you can follow us on YouTube simply by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. On this segment of the show, we would like any call that you make, we would prefer it to be related to the specific topic that I will be discussing with my guests, and it is my pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning the Chief Officer in the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture, and Heritage, Ms. Teresa Echenike. Also with us, the Chief Officer in the Ministry of Home Affairs, Mr. Michael Ebanks. Folks, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning. It's a pleasure, as always, to be here, Mr. Connor. And, you know, in times when we're constantly hearing stressful news, today we're really pleased to be able to share some exciting news. Anything that has to do with the subject matter that we're covering today is truly exciting because we are able to acknowledge and reward those persons in our community who have contributed so much to the Cayman Islands. So we're really excited to be here and to share this information with you today.
Okay, Mr. Ebanks, morning, welcome back.
Good morning, Mr. Connor. It's good to be back in your house again, sir. Thank you for the invitation. National Heroes Day. I can't think of too many other topics that bring joy to our community than this one. So it's always a good time and a good day to take stock of where we've come from and to recognize those who have laid the foundation for us to be where we are today. So indeed, it is a pleasure to be here today, sir, and equally a pleasure to be talking about National Heroes Day 2022.
Okay, and let's get the conversation Let's get the conversation going then.
Before we go on, I know that our minister, the Honourable Bernie Bush, really wanted to be here with us this morning. Unfortunately, he isn't able to be at this particular show, but in the future, he will be coming on with us. This is a really exciting time for him as well, and for him to be able to, be the minister responsible and to spearhead this particular Heroes Day event, especially to acknowledge uniform services, most of them that fall under his ministry, is an exciting time. So we look forward to having him on talk shows in the future. If I could just go into
Sure.
Talking a little bit about this year's or 2022 Heroes Day. In the last Heroes Day in January 2021, the announcement had been made in terms of what the focus of this particular subject area would be, and it is honoring our uniform services. So we knew we got a little bit ahead of time in terms of what the subject area would be. We were able, with cabinet support and approval, to establish a committee, and I'm sure, as you will appreciate, when we talk about uniform services, that's such a wide subject area, and it can cover so many aspects. But the committee was able to narrow it down. So today we want to share a little bit with you about what the focus of this particular, when we say uniform services, what that is referring to, and to speak a little bit as well about the nomination forms that are now readily available. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat. The nomination forms are readily available, and people can start going on to the site and looking at the information and start filling in the information. So we're really excited about that. I think for us, when we were thinking about uniform services, the committee put focus and wanted to celebrate persons that are responsible for a certain amount of key areas. Responding to emergencies, maintaining public safety, security and public safety, border controls, preventing crimes, and or keeping insecure custody. And that could be those committed by the courts or those that are assisting through rehabilitation services. So those are kind of narrowing down where the focus is at this point. And because a lot of the subject areas is falling under Mike's ministry, I'll ask him to share a little bit about, from our perspective, from the committee's perspective, who is, in terms of uniform services, who are the entities that we will be covering.
Okay, Mr. Banks.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for that, Sue. Like I said, it's a real pleasure to be here talking about uniform services. I don't think it's lost on anybody that the Cayman Islands is stronger because of our security and public safety framework. And every day, including right now, we have men and women who leave their families very, very much not necessarily knowing if they're going to come back home in the evening. And that is a reality of security and public safety and the nature of the work. So it is indeed a real honor to be able to recognize those who, together with their families, make tremendous sacrifices for the country, and oftentimes in doing so, those are individuals who aren't looking for recognition, but the security and public safety services that we've narrowed down for this particular celebration covers the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, and you'll recognize, Mr. Connor, that also includes the Special Constabulary, and the men and women of the Special Constabulary deserve a special recognition. They are side by side with our RCIPS officers, and they perform an incredible public service. In addition, the Coast Guard, which is in the process now of formalizing their draft bill and legislation to put the legal footing around their operations. We have one of our newest entities, which is the Cayman Islands Regiment, as well. Moreover, from that, we have our prison service, Her Majesty's Cayman Islands Prison Service. And one of the newer entities under the Home Affairs portfolio is the Cayman Islands Cadet Corps. And lastly, we have Customs and Border Control, and included under that particular category of Customs and Border Control, we are going to also recognize officers from the Legacy Department of Immigration and Her Majesty's Customs and Excise. So together, that is the group of security and public safety entities that we're going to be celebrating as part of our Uniformed Services Heroes Day.
Okay. Ms. Susan, are you ready for us to take I think this is a good juncture for us to take the commercial break. And when we return, the conversation with Ms. Teresa Echenike and Mr. Michael Ebanks will continue. We're talking about National Heroes Day 2022. We will be giving you additional information as far as the nomination process is concerned. Right now, we're giving you some background information, and we will also share with you the information in relation to how National Heroes Day was developed, the legislation and the legislative date behind that well. Sure.
If I can, before we cut, is because they would never let me live this down, is to say that the last department, but certainly not least that we're recognizing, is the Cayman Islands Fire Service.
Yes,
sir.
Yep. Those guys there, they wouldn't let you live that down at all. They're tough. They're a tough group as well. Absolutely. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Donald Emerson Glidden, 1892-1981. Donald Emerson Glidden was the caretaker of Swan Island from 1928 until 1968. He helped many Caymanian men get employed there during his tenure. When he retired, he returned to Grand Cayman and became an active member of the Church of God Full Gospel Hall in West Bay. Mr. Glidden, his wife, Sarah Jane Nipari, had 8 children.
Radio Cayman's historical vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
We are island people. We know that hurricane season means preparation now ahead of time, being ready ahead of the fury of nature we cannot control. Preparation that can make the difference between life and death, injury and safety, the misery of loss, the regret of procrastination. Know this now. Hurricane safety begins with you. It's your responsibility and mine. Your medicine, your valuable documents, your water, your place of safety during the storm, your preparation now will directly determine your outcome during and after the storm. Prepare now. A message from Rotary Central. We serve to change lives.
West Bay, home to Barkas National Park, the touristy flair, a family community, a political powerhouse. From sports enthusiasts to car aficionados, affection for silver thatch rope. No matter how far you may venture, West Bay will always be where the heart is. Home will always be in West Bay. West Bay Pharmacy, caring for your home and your family. West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient, quality care is just around the corner.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vamt Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vamt Motors, Walkers Road.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab. Blood test, x-ray and mammogram, all of that is MedLab. Affordable fees and friendly service, a full professional team. MedLab is always comfortable, MedLab is always clean. For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Call 949-7331 and ask about MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Had a look at those investment options yet? Too busy. Look at today. Workout, breakfast, take the kids to school, back-to-back meetings, take Pepper to the vet, and she's apparently got allergies now, so... And that was all before 12. But you look relaxed.
That's because my money's as busy as you.
With RF, you can access the best in local and international investments to keep your money busy, so you can spend more time focusing on you. Contact us at rfgroup.com to find out more. RF, money at work.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're talking about National Heroes Day 2022. That conversation is taking place with Chief Officers Miss Theresa Echenike and Mr. Michael Ebanks. Before we went to the commercial break, we were talking about the various uniform services that the National Heroes Day 2022 theme specifically refers to and why. So we will continue along that path.
Sure, and for the benefit of the listening audience, I would like to backtrack, Mr. Connor. Although this is my first year responsible for this subject area in the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage, we have background information, and this is obviously not the first time that we are celebrating Heroes Day. So for the benefit of the listening audience, I just wanted to share some background information.
Sure.
Because every year these events seem to get better and better, and it's definitely more exciting based on the subject areas that we are having brought forward. But it's my understanding that in 1993, the Legislative Assembly passed the National Heroes Day law, and it was officially a public holiday on the fourth Monday in January, effective in 2003. Obviously, the next Heroes Day again falls January 2022, and this takes a lot of input, not only from the ministry responsible for culture and heritage, but a lot of other entities. The Cabinet Office plays a huge role with this. And of course, under the Cabinet Office, or as a part of the Cabinet Office, we have the protocol team who does an absolutely amazing job making sure these events take place. And they do it so easily that you are of the opinion that, there's no stress to this. There's nothing happening behind the scenes. There's so much happening behind the scenes, especially when it is acknowledging so many people, getting them organized, getting this official event for this day to go as smoothly and as professionally as it does. We want to take this opportunity to recognize CABSEC and the team of the protocol office, because they truly does an amazing job making this event an absolute success. And I'm sure the public will agree with me when we say that.
Certainly.
So, the role of our ministry is not necessarily the easiest role, because we have the first part of it, and that is indeed finalizing and defining the theme itself. And then also, once the nominations comes in, the committee has a huge responsibility to review all of the applications that will be coming in. So we encourage the public, although we anticipate it's going to be huge numbers this year in terms of the nomination form, we do encourage the public to send in the nomination forms, and persons can go on to the celebratekman.ky site. The electronic nomination forms are right there. It is very user friendly. They can get the information from the site in terms of the criteria, the guideline. Once the forms have been filled in, it will automatically be sent back to us once they've completed it, and press send. It'll automatically come back to us for our consideration. However, it is extremely important that people are mindful of the deadline. We will not be in a position to consider applications past the deadline. So the nomination forms are readily available. It's open. And it will be running until the 16th of October 2021. Again, persons are encouraged because of precautionary measures. We are encouraging persons to not necessarily bring in a paper copy to us, but send it in electronically. Go on the website, the celebratecayman.ky, and this information will automatically pop up. You will see it there. It's very user friendly, and we would also be really happy to help anyone if they had any specific questions. They could email us at nhd@gov.ky.
Okay.
Again, that email address is nhd@gov.ky.
And I would imagine that any person who may have been to the Celebrate Cayman website, especially the nomination for seafarers, then they would be familiar with the site already. And I would imagine that the nomination setup is probably quite similar to what was there for seafarers.
It is very, very similar to what was there for the seafarers. It is very user friendly. It is not necessarily, a long form, but there are key pieces of information that is necessary and relevant for us to be able to take persons into consideration. So we do encourage that the forms are filled out completely, and that it is submitted back to us within the time frame that we are asking it to be completed. The details and the information is critical because there are different categories that we have to take into consideration. So again, when persons are making their nomination, please give us as much details as you can on the key areas that you feel this person should be recognized in.
Okay, and as far as the nomination, you can self-nominations, or that is that possible as well? Self-nomination?
Nominations can come from anywhere. It's open to the public, and as long as it's within the guidelines and the criteria, then we invite, whether it is self or whether it is entity or a family member or a friend, whoever wished to submit the nomination form. The nomination form, when completed, will be considered.
Okay. Does it have to be the person who's being nominated? Can it be posthumous? Does the person have to be currently serving in the departments, or may have previously served within government?
So it is intended for those who served. So we're looking at past, and who are serving, but it must be within the Cayman Islands jurisdiction.
Yes. Okay. And can we repeat the opening date for nominations and the closing date as well? And I would imagine that we saw, for instance, seafarers, because it encompassed so many persons, that Celebrate Cayman actually went to the various districts to assist. Now, COVID-19 situation, we don't know what the future may hold as far as that is concerned. So you may or may not have the opportunity to expand your the area in terms of nomination and your outreach to the public in that area. So any advice that you have for persons who are nominating, or the various departments who may be considering making nominations as well?
Definitely. I think that even without the span of us physically getting out there in the community, with technology the way that it is, people can easily go on to, their devices. And so that's why, we wanted to ensure that the option was available to people electronically, because they can access that anywhere. Even if they're in quarantine, they can access that, right? We mightn't have access to them, but they can certainly have access to the sites. So, we again, by no means wanted to limit this, and we thought, persons chances are at some point, whether it's them or whether it's someone they know, will have easy access to some electronic device and be able to go on to the site to fill out the nomination forms. But also what we are trying to do for the sister islands and also for here in Grand Cayman is to have a few hard copies readily available for people. Again, if there's any particular questions, if persons absolutely cannot get access on the site, they can email us at the email address again is nhd@gov.ky, but as much as possible, we are encouraging people to go to celebratecayman.ky for the electronic version.
Excellent. Top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. When we return, the conversation with Ms. Teresa Echenike and Mr. Michael Ebanks about National Heroes Day 2022 will continue, so please stay tuned.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time now by Foster's is 8 o'clock.
When you're on the go, let the Island Supermarket shop for you.
To start, head to fosters.ky/go.
Then shop all of your favorite products online, from produce and seafood to grocery and frozen, all picked by our team of shoppers ready to go.
Choose next day curbside pickup from Foster's Camana Bay or delivery island-wide.
To get your order started, visit fosters.ky/go.
This is Groceries on the Go.
And we are Foster's Go. Shop online anytime.
The 8 a.m. News is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. Please be advised that the pension contribution holiday has been extended until 31st of December 2021. Employers and plan members should ensure arrangements are in place for salary deductions and remittance following this date. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan, keeping you informed. For further information, visit chamberpension.ky. And for information as it happens, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630. We're here for you.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Karsley Fuller. As the investigation into the Georgetown Primary School COVID cluster continues, the school has remained closed. Thursday, parents and students were familiarized with the technology and tools needed to pivot to online learning. More than 250 devices were logged in for the first introductory session.
The first thing they did was to go through with the parents just a reassurance of what would happen during this time, how students would access the learning, what would be the expectations with regard to students accessing learning and submit their reports and the necessary assignments and so on, how students would be marked in terms of the register. So all of those things they went through, showed them the learning platforms. So that was really critical to put some ease on the parents in terms of feeling a sense of well-being and security that their children will be taken care of from a teaching and learning standpoint.
Director of the Department of Education Services, Mark Ray, says the one-to-one laptop initiative is critical in times like these, ensuring students have a device and can log into learning platforms. The audio there is courtesy of CIG-TV. It's not clear yet when Georgetown Primary will be given the green light to reopen for in-person learning. 14 additional positives for COVID-19, 10 presumed cases of community transmission. 9 of them from Georgetown Primary School were reported on Thursday. There was also a positive case at the prison. In the meantime, Workforce Opportunities Residency Cayman rolled out its COVID-19 business continuity plan after a staff member there was placed in isolation. Radio Cayman's April Cummings has more.
On instruction from Public Health, a staff member from Workforce Opportunities and Residency Cayman, known as WORK, is currently in isolation following contact with an individual who subsequently tested positive for COVID-19. The staff member will remain isolated until public health clearance is received. Out of an abundance of caution, WORK has implemented its COVID-19 business continuity plan and moved all members of the employees' team to a combination of remote working and shift work. To protect the health of customers and employees, Work is requiring all customers and visitors to wear masks and sanitize their hands while within the offices. Work is also encouraging customers to use online services available at work.ky, including payment by debit and credit cards. April Cummings, Radio Cayman News.
For questions, contact customer care on 945-9672. The National Roads Authority is putting its pandemic response plan action into place, closing their physical office to the public until further notice. Managing Director Edward Howard says all employees have been issued masks and hand sanitizer, and the team will continue with COVID-19 safety protocols for staff. Roadworks will continue, but with a limited number of employees assigned to each site, and the HSA will be providing drive-through COVID-19 testing for all NRA employees every 2 weeks. The Cayman Islands Further Education Center has canceled its career fair scheduled for today out of an abundance of caution because of the reports of community transmission of COVID-19. SciFEC says students should complete their resumes and cover letters, and when in school, visit the career services offices to discuss work placement. If you're an employer who wants to get involved in the internship program, you can email careers@scifec.edu.ky. And drivers, expect some road work in town this weekend. The National Roads Authority is doing some paving on a section of Dorsey Drive between the Refuel gas station on Owen Roberts Drive and the mini roundabout on North South Road. It's taking place through Tuesday night overnight, 8 p.m. to 5 a.m., except on Sunday. Motorists are being asked to plan ahead and watch out for traffic diversions. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's Newsroom.
I'm Debbie Russ with the BBC News. Google and Apple have removed a tactical voting app from their online stores in Russia on the first day of parliamentary elections. Allies of the opposition figure Alexei Navalny condemned the move as political censorship and accused the tech giants of siding with President Putin against the Russian people. South Africa's former president Jacob Zuma has lost his bid to overturn his 15-month jail sentence for failing to attend a corruption inquiry. Mr. Zuma had argued that prison would endanger his health. Lebanon's new government has cut fuel subsidies as it seeks to save the economy from collapse. The decision comes after the energy minister warned the subsidy was unsustainable. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. News is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. Are you aware of the performance of your pension plan? The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan provides quarterly fund fact sheets for our members to stay informed with the plan's performance. For the year ended 30th of April, 2021, the various life cycle funds have provided returns between 10.5% and 43.2%. And our all-in expense ratio for year ended 30th of June, 2020 is currently the lowest it's ever been. 0.72%. Visit chamberpension.ky to review our fund fact sheets. You can see the performance as far back as 10 years. Remember that pensions are a longer-term investment strategy. Focus on the long term rather than the short-term returns. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan continues to perform for you.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
We asked 100 people what they would do with a little extra time. Top answers included hang with friends, sleep, volunteer, walking on the beach, watch TV. But the odd thing is, no one said, stand in line to pay my bill. Funny that. Now Logic introduces Logic My Account. Pay online, view bill history, schedule automatic payments, and more. Go to logic.ky/my account and pay online, not stand in line. Logic My Account. Go on. Give yourself a little extra time. Bake a cake, browse the web, yoga, spring clean.
As the community continues to take precautions from COVID-19, it is important to stay prepared for other disasters now that we're in the hurricane season. Here are some post-hurricane safety tips from the Department of Environmental Health. Did you know you must ensure all utensils are washed with detergent and rinsed with hot water if they make contact with flood water? For full guidance on post-hurricane safety tips, visit www.deh.gov.ky.
The 8:10 a.m. Weather Report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
Pan American Life Insurance Group can help you take your employee benefit solution to the next level. For more than 110 years, millions of people have trusted PALIG because we've always delivered on our promise. PALIG is the only insurer providing group policies to as few as 3 employees and has the ability to combine life, health, disability, and income protection to provide you and your employees with a complete employee benefits package. Let us customize your employee benefits solution today. Call us at 949-8304 or visit our office at Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Sound Road, or visit us online at www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
Top of the morning to you. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 85 degrees. Relative humidity is 79%. The barometric pressure 30.01 inches and rising. The wind is out of the east at 6 knots. Overnight low temperature was 81 degrees. Synopsis indicate isolated showers along with moderate southeasterly winds and light sleet and slight seas are expected as a tropical wave moves over the Cayman Islands and interacts with an upper-level system. Radar images show isolated showers mainly north of the islands, which for the most part appear to be drifting towards the northwest. Now the forecast for today calling for partly cloudy skies with cloudy spells and a 30% chance of showers and possible thunder, and temperatures will be in the upper 80s. Winds will be southeast at 10 to 15 knots and seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with cloudy spells and a 30% chance of nighttime showers and possible thunder. Temperatures falling to the mid-70s tonight. Winds will be southeast at 10 to 15 knots and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Low tide will be this afternoon at 1:33. High tide tonight at 7:56. The sun will set this evening at 6:24 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:14. And the outlook is calling for similar weather conditions through Monday morning.
The 8:10 a.m. Weather Report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
We at Pan American Life Insurance Group are here to help you protect your family and your income. For more than 110 years, millions of people have trusted PALIG because we have always delivered on our promise. Life insurance is not only about death, but also about living benefits. We'll help you secure the life insurance, accident and sickness disability income you need to protect you and your family. Call us today at 949-8304 or visit our office, Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Sound Road, or visit www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by Encourse Cayman. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Achieving your goals is a very rewarding feeling, but at times can feel very frustrating, especially if and when we miss our target. As you approach your goals in life, set yourself up for success.
When setting your goals, have a deadline. Procrastination is common in human nature. Setting a time to review the work helps to increase motivation because you know that you have to have it done by a certain time. This also ensures that you slow down to review progress. Consider rewards if things are going well. If things are not going as well as you would like, a deadline gives you a chance to pause and reflect on the current goal to see if there may be something getting in the way of being able to get it done.
Change your thinking and change your life.
Radio Cayman's Cayman Strong series was brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. OnCourse Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Good morning once again. Let's take a look at traffic. Moderate flow of traffic on Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue, as well as North Sound Road. Traffic moving on pretty good on Owen Roberts Drive, and from the Westby four-way stop, moderate flow of traffic, as well as in front of the Ritz on the Westby Road, traffic flowing moderately. And traffic coming off the Esther Tibbetts Highway is moving on moderately and continuing on to the Industrial Park area. And remember, stop, look, listen, and then cross the pedestrian crossing. That's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12 o'clock. We'll give you another traffic report.
Bro, do you really have to eat 2 sandwiches for lunch?
No, but one is for dinner. On Tuesdays at Subway, you can get the 2 subs for any size, plus a fountain drink for the price of 1.
Nah, Bobo, that sounds too good to be true. For real though, 2 subs for the price of 1? And a drink?
Each and every Tuesday now until September 28th. Buy any Subway sandwich in any size and a 32-ounce fountain drink and get an equal or lesser value sub for free. For every 2 for Tuesday purchase, be entered to win one of 3 LG 50-inch 4K smart TVs, a Grill Pro, or one of 2 retro bikes, plus many more prizes. Subway's 2 for Tuesdays is in partnership with Pepsi and Progressive Distributors. Prize drawing is September 30th. Terms and conditions apply. See in-store for details. The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
To those affected by a hurricane, the damage is far greater than the eye can see. It's the helplessness and uncertainty you feel when you have no electricity or running water. It's the pain of experiencing damage to your home. But there are people right here that can help. We're CG Britke. We're your neighbors. We live here and work here too. We're always ready to answer calls and to process your claims as quickly as possible. So when a storm turns your life upside down, we're here to turn it around. CG Britke. Good like that.
If you think you might be infected with COVID-19, take these steps to help prevent other people from getting sick. Stay home except to seek medical care. Call your doctor before visiting. Separate yourself from others who live with you. Wear a mask. Cover your coughs and sneezes with a tissue and clean your hands right away. Schedule a COVID-19 test by visiting hsa.ky. Stay aware of how you feel. If you start to have difficulty breathing or if you're worried about your health, call your doctor. For more tips, visit www.gov.ky/coronavirus.
We are island people. We know that hurricane season means preparation now ahead of time, being ready ahead of the fury of nature we cannot control. Preparation that can make the difference between life and death. Injury and safety, the misery of loss, the regret of procrastination. Know this now. Hurricane safety begins with you. It's your responsibility and mine. Your medicine, your valuable documents, your water, your place of safety during the storm. Your preparation now will directly determine your outcome during and after the storm. Prepare now. A message from Rotary Central. We serve to change lives.
From district to district, moving through the waters to Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Your station, your voice. All things Cayman. One radio, many people. This is home.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me this morning, Chief Officer in the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage, Ms. Theresa Echenike. Also with us, the Chief Officer in the Ministry of Home Affairs, Mr. Michael Ebanks. We are talking about National Heroes Day 2022, the date that will take place as well, I believe, Ms. Theresa, to Monday the 24th of January 2022. Nomination period is now open, and I'll ask my guests to let's start there and remind persons of the nomination period, and I know you want to talk about the various categories as well, so over to you.
Mr. Connor, for those persons that just might be joining us, to reiterate that the theme this year is honoring uniform services, and as CEO Ebanks covered, the entities that we're putting special focus on this year is the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, the Cayman Islands Fire Service, Custom and Border Control, which would include the Immigration and Customs, the Cayman Islands Prison Service, the Cadet Corps, or Cayman Islands Coast Guard, and the Cayman Islands Regiment. As we indicated, the nomination forms are readily available on the celebrateCayman.ky site, and we are encouraging people to go onto the site to have a look, to have a read. Definitely complete the application forms, send them in for consideration. There are various categories this year that we are taking into consideration, and the reality is if the applications don't come in, the individual will not have the opportunity to be recognized and acknowledged. And we all know the hard work and the dedication that is provided by all of these entities. So we want to encourage the public to send in the nominations on persons that you feel fit into the various categories and are deserving to be recognized at our National Heroes Day 2022. And I would invite Mike to speak a little bit about the categories for this Heroes Day that we will be looking at and considering.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sue. This year's celebration, we are going to pay particular focus to the outstanding contributions made by officers across those uniformed service entities. Those persons who have worked diligently to maintain peace, security, deliver public safety to those of us in the Cayman Islands. And to do that, we have a number of categories. And Mr. Connell, I'll just start by saying that the first category then would encompass early pioneer. And the early pioneer would be an individual alive or deceased. And in fact, with all the categories, alive or deceased. But for early pioneer, starting us off, that's an individual who has made an exceptional contribution prior to 1971. So they would have made an exceptional contribution prior to 1971 to the development and or delivery of uniformed services in the Cayman Islands. And that individual would then be awarded with a certificate. So that is our early pioneer with exceptional contributions prior to 1971. The pioneer would be an individual then who, alive or deceased, who's made an exceptional contribution between 1971 to 2011. Okay. in that regard, the pioneer then would be awarded with a commemorative insignia and certificate. The third category this year will be the emerging pioneer. The recipient of the Early Pioneer Award would be somebody who has made a significant contribution from 2012 to 2021 to the development of uniformed services. That recipient then would receive a certificate for in recognition of their services. This year will see us award for excellence and valor, and the recipient of the Excellence and Valor Award would be somebody alive or deceased again, who during their service has performed an extraordinary act of bravery and acted voluntarily without regard for personal risk, exhibiting remarkable heroism under exceptional circumstances where there was serious risk of personal danger. And that act must have occurred then in a moment of clear and obvious danger, but something where the circumstances were above and beyond the normal call of duty, as it might be, where there was a real sense of risk of putting one's self on the line to deliver security and public safety services. And similarly then, those recipients would receive a commemorative insignia. The memorial scroll, again, a deceased person here who was a leader or notable contributor to the development and or delivery of uniformed services, who has lost their life in the line of duty while serving as a member of our uniformed services. And so I think and that individual would receive a certificate. Perhaps that is not necessarily one that the community might think we have large numbers to nominate for. But when we met with our committee, I was well advised that in fact we shouldn't be surprised to see nominations for persons who have indeed lost their life in the line of duty. And so it is a special honor to be able to recognize those individuals who have given the ultimate sacrifice for these islands.
And Mr. Connor, the reality is because of the subject areas that we are focusing on, the public might say to us, every single one of these officers should be recognized. They're all heroes. And that is correct. Many of them go beyond the call of duty. We have seen, especially, with the recent storms and with the situation with COVID, we have seen these entities step up and contribute in so many ways to ensure the safety of our country. But we realize that not everyone is going to be recognized and provided with the certificate or be called as a part of the Heroes Day celebration. And so this is where the nomination process is so important, that if you are aware of officers that fit into these various categories that Chief Officer Ebanks just went through, that you submit and you provide us with clear information to outline why you feel this individual is indeed deserving to be recognized at Heroes Day. But truly, in our eyes, they're all heroes, and we appreciate and we want to thank them all for the services that they offer to our beautiful Cayman Islands, because whether past or present, we are here today in this safe country because of the works that have been done in the past and continues to be done even today. So, to all of our uniform officers, we want to say a special thank you to each and every one of them. And they definitely, many of them are unsung heroes. We don't know the extent that they go to each and every day. And again, there are times when, because of the circumstances in the day, we just don't know what they will face when they leave home. So we are grateful that they put their self on the line for us. And this is just, through this Heroes Day event, it is just our way to acknowledge those outstanding persons, and past or present, and we truly want to make this event as exciting and acknowledge those persons that truly deserve the acknowledgement. And again, I can't emphasize enough, I want to reiterate, persons, please go to the CelebrateCayman.ky website. Information is there in terms of the nomination form itself. It's very easy, very user-friendly. We also have an outline with the criteria and guidance that is right there, readily available for you all to start submitting your nominations.
Okay, now we had a question earlier about hard copies of the application form, and you're really more encouraging persons to, if possible, do it online because of the various protocols that are in place?
Definitely. We would much prefer, for a number of reasons. We anticipate that there will be a significant amount of applications coming in, and electronically it is easier to manage. And then, of course, for safety reasons, if we don't have staff members handling paper, again, it is safer, it's easier if we can have this done through the electronic format. And we know that technology seems to be readily available to everyone at all ages, and we would encourage that, we would support that, and that would be where we would like to put our emphasis. But in the event that we have those persons that just absolutely need a hard copy, please email us at the email address nhd@gov.ky, and we will, as much as possible, with hopefully by next week, have some hard copies available in the community as well for people to access. Once this is readily available, we would advise the public accordingly. But as an interim measure, please visit us on the caymancelebrate.ky website, or email us at nhd@gov.ky.
Okay, folks, we're going to take a commercial break. I want to remind you that Miss Theresa and Mr. Ebanks will be here until 8:45, so another 12 minutes or so. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to call in. Meanwhile, For the Record, we'll be back shortly.
Are you feeling sick, but don't feel ill enough to go to the doctor? Ask your pharmacist for advice. Here at West Bay Pharmacy, our pharmacists have been trained to offer helpful, easy-to-understand advice on the treatment of everyday minor ailments for yourself and all the family. Anything from headaches, cough and sore throat, to cold sores, our pharmacists will know when medical help is needed and will not hesitate to refer you to your doctor if your symptoms demand it. Like doctors, our pharmacists have a professional code, which means all personal information you give them will be treated in the strictest confidence. Visit us today at West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vamp Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
Each Tuesday and Thursday from 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m.
The Tuesday and Thursday edition of The Business Buzz is brought to you by Optical Outlook. Visit them at their new location in Anderson Square. Telephone 746-2020. Come see the difference with Optical Outlook.
By the time your children are 12, chances are they have already been offered drugs or alcohol. Talking to your children about drugs and alcohol is one of the most important conversations you can have. If you need support to start that conversation, we are available to help. For more information, call the Family Resource Center at 949-0006 for parenting support.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Ms. Teresa Echenike, Chief Officer, and also Chief Officer Mr. Michael Ebanks. We're talking about National Heroes Day 2022, the nomination categories, the nomination process. Phone lines are open. If you want to call in, if you have any questions, toll-free number 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037, 949-6990. Email us, For the Record, one word, For the Record, at candw.ky. WhatsApp us, 925-3261. Folks, over to you.
Mr. Connor, if I can just jump in quickly.
Sure.
I really appreciate the CEO drawing attention to the uniformed services, and in particular the Minister of Home Affairs is really honoured to be a part of this celebration. But I don't think that we should lose sight that this is in fact a celebration of Cayman's history, culture, and heritage at its core and first and foremost. And in that regard, I think it's important that we ask the public to help us have these conversations within their homes, with their own children, with their friends and their families. Talk about what it means to be a national hero. Ask questions about who amongst our family contributed to security and public safety and uniformed services in this way. This is a really important conversation for our community to grasp onto. Yes, we need you to fill out a form, and yes, we need documentation so that we can actually make the recognition possible. But before all of that, there's a real genuine need for us as a community and as a country to have these conversations and pass on the stories and the knowledge that comes from a historical context, because that really gives us perspective about who we are as a country when we stop and say, where did we come from and who along that journey helped us to get here. So it's a real special time when we're able to stop and recognize those in the country who have gone way above and beyond any normal, if I can say it that way, call of duty. And it is a real honor to be recognizing the Cayman Islands Fire Services, the RCIPS, Customs and Border Control, including Immigration and Customs, our Cadet Corps, Coast Guard, and Regiment. And amongst those groups, there is a rich history of success, of bravery, of valor, of excellence in service. And I am certainly, and my family personally, are ever so grateful for having those uniformed services at the end of an emergency line, because that's when we turn to them when things are going wrong. when we need help, when we are vulnerable, when we can't seem to have anybody else at a moment of danger there to help us. These are the individuals who are working tirelessly to make Cayman better, and in that process make us a safe jurisdiction to do business, to raise our families, and to welcome visitors back to our shore eventually in that case. So, yeah.
We have a caller. Sure. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. O.C.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
And good morning to your guests.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mrs. Chiniki, I briefly met you, and I was hoping to have a discussion with you, but something, I guess your schedule changed. Anyway, my call is to ask you, ma'am, if you'll use your good office to talk to the people at Protocol office and celebrate Cayman, because I am about to launch an investigation of some very gross things that happened, specifically Heroes Day, where we celebrated the beautiful coat of arms. I'm limited to what I can say now because I'm guided by my legal attorney, but people will be shocked to know what these people did. And we cannot go on like this and consider we have a clean Cayman. Like I said, I knew your father quite well, know you briefly, and I'm only asking you if you can talk to them and say, listen, you know, apparently you all went wrong somewhere, and could you be more careful in the future? Thank you very much. God bless. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you very much, caller.
I want to thank the caller for calling in. Not knowing the details of what he's making reference to makes it quite difficult for us to share any information with the Cabinet Office or with the protocol team. But I am sure that our very own CABSAC will be more than happy to look into any concerns that might come to his attention, and definitely try to address and rectify anything that might not have gone in the right direction. So if the gentleman is going about a different course of addressing this and making contact in other areas, I think it might be good as well to have him share some of that information directly with the Cabinet Office and with the protocol team. But I'm sure that chances are they are listening as well, and again, not knowing the individual or not knowing the circumstances makes it very difficult for me to move this any further. I just wanted Mr. Connor to take the opportunity as well to pick up on some of the pieces that Chief Officer Ebanks spoke about, because again, this is a group of people that we've always heard when we're running out, they're running in. They're the ones that are definitely faced with the dangerous situations. You know, sometimes when we're in the safety of our homes and of our bed, they're the ones out there on the street. And that's why it's so important this Heroes Day that we're taking this opportunity to recognize them. Chief Officer Ebanks spoke about the dialogue within the home system, within our communities. I'm also inviting the schools, expand this topic, have dialogue in classes about who our heroes are, who built the foundation for our country. Why is it so important that we look at recognizing these persons? We're surely going to get a lot of information and a lot of stories that we knew absolutely nothing about when we start to receive the nomination forms. And I wanted to let the public know that the information that is being sent in through the nomination forms will be archived, because we want to be able to pull on this information and utilize this in the future. There's just so much history that's with people, and we say it, but I don't think that we recognize the significance of it when, we say, don't let our history die, don't let the information fade away. I'm encouraging people, please send in the nomination forms, not only to recognize persons, but to help us build our history bank and our information for our country, because there's just so much details out there that we just do not have.
Okay, we have another caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Yeah, O.C., I just want to make a comment this morning, a comment or two.
Sure.
I'm just happy to, see the work that Ms. Teresa and Michael and the minister, Mr. Bernard Bush, these kind of programs, these recognizing persons right across the uniform spectrum. Yeah, but see what comes to mind really. This is something that I'm gonna be taking part of. I've always did, but I will also be encouraging others to do so, because it's so important that we try to get back our first love as Caymanians. We have lost so much ground. OC, every other nationality comes in here works more closer than the Caymanians. Anyhow, OC, back in 2004, passing of Hurricane Ivan, the fire service comes to mind right away. Them officers, when there was no police officers or nobody to be seen in those heavy winds and flooded waters, there was the fire officers. So I would just like to encourage everyone to take part in this, get involved, and recognize these unsung heroes.
Thank
I
you.
say thanks to Ms. Teresa.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you very much for that resounding endorsement as well. I know you folks have to go. I want to give you both an opportunity for some closing comments or anything that you may want to repeat as well. Start with you, Michael, and then let Ms. Teresa have the last word.
Absolutely. Mr. Connor, well, thank you again to yourself and to Radio Cayman for hosting us this morning and allowing us to get the message out on what really is an absolutely important part of Cayman. It's recognizing our national heroes. And for my part here, I'd just like to say on behalf of the Ministry of Home Affairs that we are exceptionally proud to be able to come onto forums like this and convey this message. And in doing so, I really do urge the public to, like I said, have these conversations within your homes, within the schools, as CEO said. Take hold of this as an absolutely integral part of preserving our history, and it is going to be an absolute honor when the celebration comes around to be able to make the nominations for early pioneers, the emerging pioneers, excellence and valor, and the memorial scroll. We are looking forward to receiving those nominations, and I'm sure that the celebration will be an absolutely fantastic event. So thank you again for having us this morning.
Okay, glad to have you.
Mr. Connor, yes, we are looking forward to coming back, whether on this show or any other of the shows, to get this word out, to make sure that the public is very much aware of where the nomination forms are and the process of this. As I indicated, the nomination process is open until the 16th of October, and we're encouraging persons, please go on to the CelebrateCayman.ky website. Information is readily available there. The electronic form is very user-friendly, very simple to complete. We're encouraging members of the public, entities, please submit. This is a group that is so very deserving. There's just so many stories that we know personally, but I'm sure there's so many people in the community that have their stories to share. We're eager to hear the information to get the nomination forms, and the committee has a huge task ahead to try to go through all of the nomination forms that we anticipate that will be coming into us. At another setting, I would love to have some of the committee members present and to talk more about the committee and what their role is in this process. But we have absolutely amazing and wide scope of individuals from these subject areas that is a part of the committee. So we will be speaking more about that. But just to thank you again for allowing us to come on the show this morning, reminding the public that we will be celebrating uniform services this 2022 Heroes Day. Please go on to CelebrateCayman.ky website or email us at nhd@gov.ky. So thank you very much. And to you and the listening audience, I wish you a safe and happy weekend.
Thank you, and the same to you as well. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, I will give you the COVID-19 report that was last updated yesterday afternoon, and of course we will have an open line for you to discuss as well. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Had a look at those investment options yet? Too busy. Look at today. Workout, breakfast, take the kids to school, back-to-back meetings, take Pepper to the vet, and she's apparently got allergies now, so... And that was all before 12. But you look relaxed. That's because my money's as busy as you.
With RF, you can access the best in local and international investments to keep your money busy, so you can spend more time focusing on you. Contact us at rfgroup.com to find out more. RF, money at work.
The Tuesday and Thursday edition of The Business Buzz is brought to you by Cayman Medical Supplies, providing quality pharmaceuticals, medical supplies, and consumer products to healthcare providers, retailers, and ultimately the patients at a reasonable rate in a friendly, caring, and timely manner. Cayman Medical Supplies is located at number 93 Smith Road, Windward Center. Telephone 949-6211.
COVID-19 vaccines are the only way forward in reopening our borders safely. Take the COVID-19 vaccine to protect yourself and the ones you love, especially those of us who cannot get vaccinated. For more information on the COVID-19 vaccine, visit www.gov.ky/coronavirus.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guest in the studio, but we have about maybe 5-6 minutes before we go to our headline news at 9 o'clock. So anyone planning on calling in, I would say wait until after headline news at 9 o'clock. This way I will have sufficient time to allow you to talk if what you have to say may take a while. Meanwhile, I will share with you one of our listeners who provided with additional details about National Heroes Day as well. And the person wrote in and said, I heard your guest said that National Heroes Day was created by law in 1993. And it goes on to say, while the National Heroes law was passed in 1993, the National Heroes Day as a holiday was first celebrated in January of 2003 to launch Heroes Square and celebrate the 500 nation builders as heroes as part of the quincentennial celebrations at the request of the National Committee, which was chaired by Mr. Ezra Miller. There was considerable political and private sector opposition to the creation of the holiday and Heroes Square when it was first muted, the person pointed out as well. So that's some historical background in relation to National Heroes Day, quincentennial, Heroes Square, and all of those things as well. So also I want to share with you the update as far as COVID-19 situation was concerned. Yesterday, the 16th of September 2021, and as of 3 p.m. yesterday, the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. John Lee, reported that there had been no further updates since the morning's report was issued. At that time, there were 1,214 COVID-19 tests that had been carried out. There were 14 positive test results. Of these, there were 10 positive community tests, which include 9 Georgetown primary school students and 1 prison officer. There were 4 positive tests in travelers as well. And then he went on to give figures about the number of persons who had been vaccinated in the Cayman Islands as well. We also see our government departments as well as the private sector advising on the various protocols to be followed when entering their premises as well. And of course, we urge you to ensure that you follow those instructions as well. During the course of the remainder of the show today, I also will be talking about mandates, vaccine mandates, and sharing with you some literature from other jurisdictions and some legal opinions as far as mandates are concerned. And of course, for those of you who are not aware of it, Antigua and Barbuda, they have imposed a vaccine mandate as well, and I will also share that with you. Meanwhile, we see a story in the Bermuda newspaper. New York Times says Bermuda tops coronavirus spread table. And it says that the coronavirus is spreading faster in Bermuda than anywhere else in the world. Statistics have shown. New York Times put the island at the top of a global chart that listed the increase in cases over the last 7 days. The newspaper said Bermuda averaged 86 new cases every day last week. September 6th to last Sunday, a rate of 135% every 100,000 persons Grenada came second with an average of 127 new cases per 100,000 persons recorded each day last week. Dominica was third. Mongolia was fourth, and Israel was fifth in the survey. But the chart showed that Bermuda had the lowest death rate amongst the top 10 countries and also the highest vaccination rate. There are 1,083 active coronavirus infections on the island. 1 in 59 persons are at present infected, and the government estimated about 10,000 persons were quarantined. 10,000 persons being quarantined. That's about 1/6 of the total population of Bermuda as well. So, folks, I'm sharing that with you to say we here in the Cayman Islands, we have to be extremely, extremely cautious. We cannot take things for granted. We also want the authorities to share all of the relevant information with us. Do not hold anything back. I am no expert, but we have to be concerned when we see infections showing up at different locations throughout the island, whether they are connected or disconnected. We have to be concerned as well. That is why we have to continue to do our part and to do even more to ensure that we stay safe here in the Cayman Islands. Top of the hour headline news, 9 o'clock. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice. Local, regional, international. This is headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom. Today's biggest news.
Government reported the results of 1,214 COVID-19 tests on Thursday. 14 came back positive, with 10 of them being attributed to community spread. These included 9 additional Georgetown primary school students where an outbreak is being investigated, along with a prison officer. There were 4 positive tests in travelers. The U.S. and U.K. are facing growing international criticism over a new security pact signed with Australia. The deal, seen as an effort to counter China, will see the U.S. and U.K. give Australia the technology to build nuclear-powered submarines. But the move angered France, which said it had been, quote, stabbed in the back, while China accused the 3 powers of having a, quote, Cold War mentality. And the pact has raised fears it could provoke China into a war. And firefighters are wrapping fire-resistant blankets around ancient trees as blazes tear through California's most famous Sequoia National Park. Officials fear the fires could reach the giant forest, a grove of some of the world's biggest trees, within hours. The forest hosts some 2,000 sequoias, including the 275-foot General Sherman, the biggest tree by volume on Earth, and about 2,500 years old. The colony and Paradise fires have been growing for a week. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have 2 callers on hold, so we're going straight to the phone lines. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you, sir?
Yeah, not too bad. O.C., give me 3 minutes, please.
Okay. Go right ahead.
This been boiling up in me. You know, I try very hard not to call on the radio station, but when something really troubles me in my country where I am born, I can say as yourself, Mr. Connor, where you were born, it really touches me and I have to speak out about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to talk about CETA. I see, and let me, before I start with them, because I'm trying to be very calm and patient this morning because I'm kind of upset as what happening here. But let me first say I want to congratulate the former government, and I want to congratulate this present government, and the Premier, Mr. Panton, Mr. Bryan, Miss Sabrina, and Mr. Chris Saunders, and anyone else who had anything to do with the stopping of the borders until the end of the year. I want to congratulate them for that. Now, I want to say that I grew up just like you, that we learned from our mother and father that what is for Caesar, give Caesar, and what is for the Lord, give to the Lord. But this morning, I want to say thank Mr. Parent and his crew. Now, Sita, Mr. Connor, this hurts me. They are bashing the government for not opening. Do you think that those people really love and care about the Cayman Islands? They didn't come here to build the Cayman Islands, you know. They came and found the Cayman Islands. They came here to make a living. And when they can say those sort of things to the government, that they're coward and stuff like that, seems like what I was reading, I stopped reading it, and downgrading the government. Where in the world else could either Caymanian go and talk like that in their country that they wouldn't go and kill them? Burn them out of their house, burn down the house with them.
But caller, in all fairness to Cedar, you do realize that Cayman Islands Tourism Association, that they also represent Caymanian-owned companies as well.
Yeah.
So we don't want to categorize them as being non-Caymanian. Even though some membership may be that, but I don't think that we want to take them and paint them with a broad brush.
Mr. Connor, just look on who are on the board and who's talking. You know, they come here and they call Cayman paradise. It's not paradise to me, and it shouldn't be to you. You know when it was paradise? When we could walk down West Bay Road, we call it them days, with a smoke pan, flying mosquitoes and go underneath them weeping willow trees, and every time we turn around and we look, we saw a Caymanian that we knew that had love for one another. These people don't care about if anybody die here. They only concerned about that holy dollar. Think the government keep it locked down until they feel sufficient that it can open. It's a disgrace. These people and all of them people, I look at them who's sitting down around that table. I look at all of them good who's sitting down around that table. And none of them got no love for Cayman. But they come here and because life for him much better. When me, you, your father, all of us went away to different countries, Dr. Marfield and all of us, we didn't go in and run over mouth and try to take over, you know. We went and humbled ourselves and kept quiet and made our living till we could do better. Thank God we don't need to go nowhere no more. We have our own. That's all I want to say this morning.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you.
It's a shame.
Thank you very much, caller. And, I must say that there are many persons who share the caller's sentiments as far as the Cayman Islands Tourism Association is concerned. One person even mentioned to me the fact that they have never seen the word Caymanian or repeated more by the CTA than in this particular release, that it almost appeared as if the word Caymanian was a no-no before now. What I would remark in relation to the release was that they spoke about the people of the Cayman Islands and their I'll talk about that later on. But the last part of their press release should have been the first part of it. I'll say that, and I'll give you the details later on. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Fine. You're so funny. You got to give us all the time that we need to talk this morning. I got to call and tease you. You must have had a good ride this morning.
No, I didn't ride this morning.
Yeah. You know, some of the things George is saying, I really agree with Asita,
Mm-hmm.
And also, I was listening to another program with this radio station. Is so disappointed that we're not opening. We came up and say what we said, and now we got it not open. And then we got this big cookout coming up, and that is it's not good to know that that can't happen. And I mean, what are we worried about? What are our greatest concerns? Is it life or death in this little baby island? And so much of this coronavirus now is here and there. What do you call it? Community spread? Am I using the right word?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is not going away anytime soon. But even though it may not be going away anytime soon, everybody got to be very extra careful. And that doesn't mean that we must open the borders to the full capacity and bring in more COVID. We got 46 ventilators. How much can 46 ventilators do for 70,000 people in this Cayman Island? And you know who could take out them 46? One cruise ship alone. And there was there for us. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And who knows? Could be a flight that come in. But, to talk about this partition flight they've been having now partly from day one. But it looks to me that it's a more vacation situation than partition, because people is going back to their countries and then coming back here to this country, and some of them is coming back positive. Some may not come back positive. But the fact of the matter, we even got children that's in the schools that is traveling. And I think that is very dangerous. And I don't know what the plans are in regards to children traveling when they could come back here and infect a school that got over 1,000 students in it, and the teachers, bus wardens, and drivers, and more and more. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
It's spread in the community. So I don't know what to say, but something needs to be done more thoroughly. We cannot stay in the bubble. But the fact of the matter, we survived, 18 months so far? I think we can survive a little bit longer. We need a lawn, like Jill O'Connor say. Go back to that sugar water with a little lime in it and a piece of bread. And even though we got lots of mosquitoes, if you see in water, Charlie doesn't want to work with us, well, so it be. But we are alive, and things can get better. We are alive. Living right now in Cayman is more important. And there's a rumor that everybody wants to see the few Caymanians gone. And I don't want to be one of them. And my grandchildren, and my children, and my enemies and friends. OC, I thank you. You have a great one.
Thank you very much, dear. You too. And please stay safe. I know you will ensure that you and your family stay safe as well. We do have another caller, Miss Susan. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. You may want to turn your radio down, please. Good morning, caller. Okay, Miss Susan, until we get that cleared up, we do have another caller as well. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
I say you couldn't hold this one down this morning.
I tried calling you the other day. You got me blocked or what?
I'm poor. I'm still poor. And if I ain't got no credit now, and I'm back in no phone. Listen to my sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning.
I am. Let me say about CETA. I know it's an organization that before it came into being, most people wanted something like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it, as a board and as a representative of a certain segment of our economy, mostly I think they do well. But something needs to be done with the upper echelon, I believe, of that membership on that CETA board. Because I know you don't want to hear, so I'm not going to delve too deep into it.
Mm.
But I get to understand that CETA in meetings don't even respect the Minister of Tourism.
Yeah, I heard about that incident, yeah.
I get to understand that, I think I heard it on the news, actually. But anyway, that when the meeting was called with the government, that CETA had a boastful attitude, like they had summoned the government. Look here, Mr. Wien Panton, You know, I not even as much as Connor was in Mobile, but if I called myself premier, they would have got over that long time. They wouldn't even have attempted it because there is no respect. Anytime I hear about CETA, all I can hear about them is that they're raging, and they sound like greedy people to me. And Mr. Wayne Panton is a Caymanian. He is on his own soil and feels like looking out for his own soil in a personal way. I tell you what, me as a Caymanian, I'm glad that he has taken the attitude to be what the folks over at CETA call emotional and like he's stupid, like he had already made up his mind. He's not dead and he's not stupid. He can change his mind.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe that whole board, if there's a way of scrubbing that and getting rid of the driftwood and the dead wood, and as you know, I would invite them. Oriya is open, as the new Caymanians call it, Oriya. It's open, and I get to understand the big old British jet is coming back.
3 times a week. 3 times a week.
Well, looking at the old people would say, tell me what they would say. They say, take the first thing smoking. Leave us at peace. We are in a crisis. Leave us at peace. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy or go. The world is full of countries, full of jurisdictions that don't even make the mark of countries. Like, you know, they're not a big country. They're small, probably smaller than us. Just go. The world is a big place. You don't have to be here sitting down and causing problems on this little postage stamp. And I also would like to add my voice to how I appreciate that the Panton government took another look at the situation and say, well, I don't think we're open because all of this brand new stuff that's happening here, it would be, I don't know what it would be. It would be a travesty if this man, who is the premier of the Cayman Islands, did not look at all that is new, that is transpiring here in the Cayman Islands. And I thank him. Mm-hmm. And the jet can be leaving about 2-3 times a week. Anybody who don't want to be here could go. The greedy people there, one of them. Bye.
Yep. Thank you very much for that. We're going to take a commercial break. Before I go to the commercial break, though, I teased you with something earlier. We do have 3 callers on hold too, and we're going to take those callers. The statement that was issued by the CTA started off with Cayman Islands Tourism Association, CETA, is dismayed by the Premier's announcement of the indefinite pause in the reopening and continued closure of the borders. And then it goes on to talk about a lot of other things, to say a lot more. And then at the end, here's what they say. It goes on to say, we encourage the members. No, that's not the part I'm talking about. It says, lastly, we pray that those residents recently infected recover swiftly. We continue to urge unvaccinated residents to get their first jobs without delay. Now, I am no PR guru. When I say PR, public relations guru. But if I were writing this release, that would be the first thing that I would put in this release. You know, showing my sympathy for those persons who have been infected, telling them what they should do to be safe and everything. But what did they start out with? Saying that they're disappointed and disaffected, going on a rant and a rave about the decision made by the Premier. Does that tell us where their priorities are? Just a question, folks. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we will take those callers that are on hold, so please stay tuned.
Since March 2004, West Bay Pharmacy has kept their doors open to the local communities, even before, during, and after Hurricane Ivan. At West Bay Pharmacy, our staff provides so much more than pharmaceutical excellence. From the moment you walk through our doors to completing your cash out, our staff will have put your healthcare concerns at ease. We would like to take this moment to thank our loyal friends and customers. To us at West Bay Pharmacy, our patients are our primary concern. We provide thorough background checks and precise calculations to ensure your medical safety. Thank you for being a part of our family and for choosing West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointments.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
This is an important message from the Cayman Islands Needs Assessment Unit for Grand Cayman residents. If you live outside of Georgetown and need NAU assistance, then the NAU in our district program could be for you. This month, the NAU will be providing walk-in services at the East End Civic Center on Friday, 3rd September from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and at the Northside Public Library from 1 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. At the Boddentown Public Library on Friday, 10th September from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and at the West Bay Public Library on Friday, 17th September from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Walk-in clients are asked to bring any supporting documentation along with them. For further details, email nauinfo@gov.ky or call 345-946-0024.
For the record with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have an open line this morning and we have 3 callers on hold. I need not say more. 4 callers, Miss Susan tells me now. 4. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Oki.
Good morning again, sir.
Yes. Welcome to the Older Person Month. You know, October is when they're recognizing older persons.
Yes. Yeah.
Those are, and you agree, those are the people who helped to build these islands. I would like to share a few things with my brothers and sisters there who are members of that older club. I would suggest that they, in purchasing, regardless of what they can purchase, they need to shop and check prices. And this, what I'm going to share, Mr. O.C., is what I experienced. I went to a pharmacy, had a prescription filled. When I got down to one, I went back to that pharmacy. It was closed. I said to my driver, take me over to the pharmacy. Pardon me if I lose thought here for a minute, but the one nearest to the hospital, right off the Walkers. And anyway, what I want to say is that first pharmacy I went to, I went back and it was closed. I paid $49 for the prescription. I went back to this one I'm trying to remember the name of, and I paid $23 for that same prescription.
Wow, huge difference.
So you see, that's why I'm saying to these elder folks, you know, you need to shop, check prices. I'm sure it's not only, you know, medicines. And at the last time I spoke to you, I think I mentioned that I would like to say thanks to the employees at the pharmacy at HSA, because there was the first time that I experienced what these politicians were feeding me. Oh, you know, we got to take care of you people. You are the people that, you know, build these islands, and we can make sure that we take care of you. And, you know, that's not happening. I experienced it there at that pharmacy, and I thank God for them.
Mm-hmm.
But there are other things. I would suggest that, you know, CUC, we are blessed to have a company of CUC. I know there are times when we think, oh, my goodness, this bill is high, but I can assure you that they're doing their best. My suggestion to you is lowering your bill, use smaller lighting. I'm telling you what I approved now.
Or more energy efficient light bulbs. They may cost a little bit more, but over the long run, you may see significant savings as well.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But Mr. O.C., I went to what we call the night lights. You know, them small ones.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I dropped my CUC bill by a lot. That's all I'd say.
Great.
So it shows you that you can do something, but you have to try. And I will continue to try to do anything I can, you know, to try to bring the bill down.
Certainly.
But I don't need to. You know that elderly people are going through a tough time now. I mean, not only that they're old, some of them are ill, some of them are poor, and so it's a bad time for them. But you know what? The God that brought us from last year to now, He's the one we have to depend on, and He will see us through.
Certainly. Caller, I want to thank you. Thank you very much for that and advice to our fellow older persons as well. Let's grab another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, we'll see. Another me again here.
Okay, but you don't want to have 3 minutes this time.
Yeah, well, whatever. The Caymanian Compass this morning on page 4, the editors, it's time to take the reopening leap. And they're asking people if they want to vote on the reopening.
They're conducting a survey. Just to get people's to see, because you know a lot of times we do things and make decisions, and when it comes to politics, you really need to know, or when you're making a decision that is going to have a heavily impact the majority of the population, you need to know what the majority of the people want or what they desire. Yeah,
well, you know, the majority of the people, I'm pretty well sure, worried about life. They want to live. They want to live. And anybody that care about their self and care about their brother man would want to make sure that the health and life come first.
Mm-hmm.
And remember what a good book says.
Yeah.
Remember what a book says. The Bible says always to remember, if my people who is called by my name will humble themselves, seek my face, pray, and He will bless our land. So, again, congratulations to the government, and don't make nobody push them and tell them what to do. That's why people voted them for them to make the decisions.
Exactly. Thank you very much, caller, for that as well. Let's grab another caller before we go to our next break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Elsie. Am I on?
Hey, good morning. Yes, you are.
Yeah, Billy Number here. Well, first of all, very quick comment on. I loved your interview with Mr. Shanika and the other gentleman there.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was very nice. Yes. Just a little update, OC, over my complaint to the police. Finally, on Tuesday, I met with a representative of the Commissioner of Police, who is another senior police officer, and I put forward my complaint as to why I think these two judges should be charged. And I should say, without revealing the details, but at least we had a good meeting. I think he was very professional, the police officer. Basically, the case I've made to the police is that I have given you enough evidence for you to be able to at least carry out a preliminary investigation. And I'm hoping that after that, there will be something. After this, what is supposed to happen?
Now, does the DPP have to decide at the end of the day?
Okay, yes, the DPP has to decide. You know the way the procedure is. See, the police will say, well, do we have a call to investigate this further? Is there something credible here? Yeah. And I've told them I think I've done more than enough. And then after they investigate a little bit, then they will say, okay, is there cause to suspect that the person we have carried out a preliminary investigation on might have committed an offense? And then they will then make that person officially a suspect and then want to question them. So that's where we are. So otherwise, that's that. But the only other thing is I haven't got my judgment yet. It has been, as of Wednesday this week, it was 7 weeks from the time that the draft judgment was ready. It is totally odd. I don't know why I haven't got the judgment. Clearly, nobody wants that judgment to be ready. But let me make a general point, which is which affects other people as well. You know, OC, anybody interested in law and order in the Cayman Islands has to be concerned about the series of actions that we have had on the part of government institutions deliberately flouting the law. It's one thing when a law is open to interpretation, but not when you deliberately flout it. I can go back to how the Chief Justice tried to amend the law. That was terrible. He was shut down by the Court of Appeal and by the Legislative Assembly. Doctors Express, you remember what happened? Right now, some people, might even be prosecuted because of that. In my own little corner of the world, they denied me a default judgment, and 2 months later, they admitted that, well, they shouldn't have done that. And then now you have this judge who has said, well, even if a judge acts maliciously, he cannot be sued. And yet the law says, actually, if he acts maliciously, he can be sued. But let me close on this. Let me close on the various complaints that I have at the moment.
Okay, I want to thank that caller for that information that he's provided us as well. He continues to keep us updated, and we certainly appreciate that. We're going to take a commercial break, folks. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vant Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
Had a look at those investment options yet? Too busy. Look at today. Workout, breakfast, take the kids to school, back-to-back meetings, take Pepper to the vet, and she's apparently got allergies now, so... And that was all before 12. But you look relaxed.
That's because my money's as busy as you.
With RF, you can access the best in local and international investments to keep your money busy, so you can spend more time focusing on you. Contact us at rfgroup.com to find out more. RF, money at work.
COVID-19 vaccines are the only way forward in reopening our borders safely. Take the COVID-19 vaccine to protect yourself and the ones you love, especially those of us who cannot get vaccinated. For more information on the COVID-19 vaccine, visit www.gov.ky/coronavirus.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have an open line. I have to take whatever little opportunity that I have to squeeze in what I want to say as well. And just For those of you, some may know, some may not know, yesterday there was an election in the Bahamas, and their prime minister there was trying to become the first leader in 24 years to obtain a second term. He failed in that endeavor. He conceded. Main reasons for his loss the loss is attributed to COVID-19, handling of COVID-19, and the unemployment situation in the Bahamas. I need not say any more than that to you politicians out there, elected or those who are waiting on the fringes for the next 4 years to come about as well. I'm not going to say any more. You interpret that the way that you want to interpret that. I'm going to go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yes, good morning, O.C.
Good morning, my friend. How art thou?
Not too bad, man. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Yes, O.C. I want to reflect on the call that I made on Monday, Wednesday, I think it was.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You had Joey and Mr. Roy out there.
Yeah.
Okay. O.C. The PPM did good by doing what they had to do when they did it, as far as this coronavirus. But right now, the PPM, they're history. You heard the saying, a drowning man will grab at a straw?
Mm-hmm.
Well, O.C., for your information, they're trying to use you as a straw. You can't let them. You cannot allow them to do that.
When you say you mean me in particular, or you mean us as persons, we as persons?
No. I just want to address the situation with the minister or whatever he is now, Joey Yu. When he said, matter of fact, I don't really want to call him a liar over the radio, but he handles the truth recklessly. When I say recklessly, I mean recklessly, because O.C.
But caller, I'm gonna let you talk, but I'm gonna say something, and you and I are good friends. There are certain things that you amplify and you discuss in a public forum. There are things that you try to discuss otherwise, and you try to resolve them otherwise. If you find that you can't resolve them in a private or a more setting, then sometimes, yes, you may want to go public and out it. But I don't believe that this is the forum and the format for you to deal with the issues that you were dealing with.
See, listen to me carefully. If you go speak about a subject, the least you can do is tell the truth.
Yeah, but you raised it. He didn't. You raised it on Wednesday.
He did not tell the truth. He did not tell the truth. You might know that he didn't, but I know that he didn't tell the truth with that statement that he made. I know I have proof.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So, see, this thing been dragging on with us now for quite a while now. You know that.
Yeah, right? And I have given you advice, the little bit that I could. Dr. McPhail has given you advice, the little that he could as well. But we don't know whether or not you have, gone in those directions.
But see, with your background, do you think it would be in their best interest if they address the situation with a letter to me, explaining what or why they're not doing or paying the bill that the police, the very people that I would have to go and complain to, were the culprits?
Yeah, okay, but let's be practical about it. The police, we know that the elected officials have no control as far as the police department is concerned. The governor's office, are you holding them responsible, or the ministry under which funding for the police department is in charge of, responsible for?
Well, the government is responsible for the parking. That's for sure. The same way they're responsible.
No, the police has a budget for. They have a budget that is approved to them to cover certain things. There are times when you hold your elected representative responsible, and I know that we go to them for everything. Sometimes they're able to help us, sometimes that they can't. But I don't think that we should unfairly place everything on their shoulders, and when they don't come through for you, then you take them and you nail them to the cross.
OC, the Constitution clearly states it.
States what? States what?
Right to go and take a person for
government. The government. Constitution holds the government. But you are going to me. I'm not sure whether or not you have gone to the right agency within government to deal with it.
I've been to the right agency.
Which one?
I've been there, OC. That's why I'm coming to you now.
But you were talking. The minister that you were talking about wasn't the right agency.
Well, who is the right agency then, if you have that information?
I just told you, the police, the responsibility of the governor. Police falls under the governor.
Okay then. Good.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Got you. Take care. Let's grab another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning, sir.
Our country has a very small population. And when you drill down, our indigenous, multi-generational Caymanians, approximately 30,000 people. We can't afford for one to die if we can help it. We have to exert every effort there is to make sure that all of us can breathe and live to tell the tale, to then pay our debts later on. But we have to live to tell the tale.
True.
As such, our government has a responsibility to take action appropriate to our country. There are countries that have large populations and the expendability that you can build in with allowing the build-up of and the burnout and its attrition can occur, but not Cayman. We can't afford it. BVI can't afford it. Bermuda can't afford it. We know that we cannot afford it, and we are going to do what is appropriate to make sure that we can afford to live.
Mm-hmm.
And as such, our responsibility is our responsibility, and we will not allow it to be taken by any other group of people who have one objective in mind: return on investment.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that, caller. Very aptly put as well. I'm going to squeeze another something else in here. I was asked by one of our listeners just to mention the fact that there is going to be the Rotary Club Central of Grand Cayman will be marking World Cleanup Day with a special cleanup at Barker's Beach in West Bay from 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. What I didn't get in that information was whether or not that is today, tomorrow, or Sunday. I believe that World Cleanup Day is tomorrow, but I'm awaiting, again, information from that person who passed it on to me as to whether or not the cleanup, what date the cleanup will be taking place. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Fine. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Is my friend there?
No, I'm just by myself.
Oh, you're by yourself? Okay. Yeah, I kind of miss hearing him.
Yeah, I miss him too. We hopefully we reconnect next week.
Good. Yeah, you know something? Listening to people is one thing, but paying attention is another thing.
True.
Right?
So true.
I understand what you're saying, but I want to share something with you quickly.
Okay.
Into my district of West Bay, we got 4 representatives. Now, I am taking this stuff, that the debris off of the Hurricane Grace that was too big or too small for the guys that had doing the cleanup. Now, this thing was piled up here the day before they even started to clean up West Bay. This morning, Friday morning, it's 2 or 3 weeks probably 3 weeks. Now I'm moving it myself. What I'm saying to you, OC, the 4 representatives we got West Bay, if we had 24, it would still not be enough. Now, why should they, from my understanding, what I see, they want to control West, North, Central, and South into their own, how they see things should be done. We need to have the district council that we can have more people on board and get on with this thing. But why it is, and I will use the word, why it is they are afraid to have a district council. And Bobo, I got broad shoulders. There's a lot of things between April gone and September that I see that is not blending in.
And I think they did say something that we shouldn't expect anything in less than 18 months as far as advisory district councils were concerned, if my memory serves me correctly.
You are so right. And I am reiterating again, if it takes 18 months to put a district council in West Bay, what I see happening now, there will be no need for a district council because things are going full-fledged ahead. Nobody cares. People do as they like. So by the time 18 months is up, they can continue with what they're doing now.
Okay.
You know. But I'm not ringing no back and bells. I'm just saying what I gotta say, and I am not going to say, oh well, you know, and this is not a bad politician. Listen, man, the game is over. Either do what you gotta do or get off the pot, man. Come on, this joy, right? This circus that's going on in this district is not good enough. Okay. And my representative, Mr. Bonnie Bush, I'm sorry. What's happening, man? You haven't contacted me since election, so I will call your name now. What's happening? Who are you? What are you doing? Mr. O.C., thank you so much for listening to me.
Thank you very much, caller. And along those lines, one of our listeners wrote in and said that they are asking if I could get someone, getting that echo, Miss Susan, to take up the debris from their gate. They live on Willywood Drive in Bordentown. I would say to that writer that I think the pickup in Bordentown is continuing. I think it runs up until the 18th tomorrow. So hopefully they will get to your road. We know that it is a time-consuming job with those grab trucks to pick up the vegetative debris, and they do an excellent job with it, but in many instances they probably have to make 2 or maybe 3 trips as well. What I would say to that also is, and we heard this caller from West Bay as well, that the authorities may need to look into doing a second run in the various districts as far as the vegetative debris is concerned, because there's lots of it out there and many people to service. Those persons have done exactly what you have requested them to do. Put it on the side of the road, not in the road, but on the side. Most people put it in their property, and they have done that. If more time is needed, just let them know that whether or not you will be doing a second run and that you will cover everyone as well. Time for us to take a commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
You can now register to receive a securely verified digital copy of your COVID-19 vaccination status with QR code through the My HSA patient portal. Sign up is available at all HSA locations and at various sites throughout the community. To register, all you need is your photo ID showing date of birth and a valid email address. Visit hsa.ky and click My HSA Patient Portal for the sign-up schedule and more information.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's back, and it's bigger than ever. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman presents PACE, the annual Delano Hislop Memorial Journey for Life 5K walk, 10K run, and 15K ride event. That's right, parents, kids, young and old. We want you to be a part of the movement to help bring awareness to the fight against prostate and colon cancer. Starting at the Lions Community Center on Sunday, September 19th. Registration fee is only $25 and includes a free shirt and gift bag. The more people that sign up and register, the bigger the fight against prostate and colon cancer. Sunday, September 19th at the Lions Center. Get ready to pace yourself as the Lions Club of Grand Cayman presents the annual Delano Hislop Memorial Journey for Life 5K walk, 10K run, and 15K ride event. For additional information, please feel free to contact 938-1711 or 526-1711. Sign up today on CaymanActive.com.
For additional information, please email pace@cnw.ky.
The Delano Hislop Memorial Journey for Life is proudly sponsored by Dart Enterprise, Cayman Seafarers, Maples Group, Bodden Holdings, CUC, Water Authority, and NTEC. Dress for success and demonstrate school pride by learning and following the National Dress Code Policy and the specific dress code for each government school. Under the National Dress Code Policy, makeup, nail polish, and jewelry other than wristwatches are not permitted. Girls' hair must be worn in natural styles and color. Undergarments concealed. Skirts knee length and sneakers or shoes black. Take pride in your stride today. View the complete dress code policy at www.education.gov.ky. This is a message from the Ministry of Education.
Radio Cayman, the voice, the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have one caller on hold, and we're going to make that the last caller for the morning as well. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome. Good morning, caller. Welcome. Okay. Today in history, September the 17th, 1848. On September the 17th, 1849, enslaved American Minty Rose began the most harrowing journey of her 27-year-old life. In fear of being sold to another enslaver, Ross decided to escape, slipping past the Mason-Dixon line separating the North from the South. Ross also left her given name behind in Maryland. Instead, she adopted her mother's name, Harriet, and her father's last name, Tubman. To escape to freedom, Tubman used the Underground Railroad, a network of routes, safe houses, and brave Americans who helped enslaved people achieve freedom. Following the North Star and traveling some 90 miles, Tubman eventually crossed into the North and entered Pennsylvania. When I found I had crossed that line, I looked up at my hands to see if I was the same person, she later recalled. A year later, Tubman slipped back into Maryland to free her niece, the first of an estimated 13 similar trips that freed 70 enslaved people. Tubman was so successful, she earned the nickname Moses for fearlessly leading her people to freedom. Cayman, we need our Moses. We need our Moses here in Cayman. Okay. I did promise you that I would share with you the whole issue. We do have a caller on hold? Oh, We do have a caller. I'm sorry. Caller, my apologies. Good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Osi. Hope you're well.
Good
and
morning.
keeping safe. This is Carrie Tibbetts, and, I'm in the BRAC. I just want to raise a very important point here because I wrote to the minister about it, and he's still not responded to me. There Cereba real estate agencies having signs posted up here. And if you look on the DCI report, sir, not one of those Cereba real estate agents that have signs up here have a trade and business license for Cayman Brac. Not one of them. And they're all boarding planes every day coming up here and showing their properties, and that's unlawful simply because they do not have a license to trade or sell anything in the Sister Islands. And if I have to have a trade and business license to sell in the Sister Islands, then they must have one too, or take their doggone signs down, because it's what they're doing now is illegal or unlawful, if you want to call it that.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. And who should be, if you had to make a complaint, do you do it to the authorities who issue the trade and business license? Do you register the complaint with the authorities in Cayman Brac or in Grand Cayman?
In Grand Cayman, I wrote to the director of the DCI, the minister of the DCI, who's under that portfolio, and I think the manager as well of the DCI. So they need to fix this, because apparently it was just a word-of-mouth situation years ago where they were told they could put their signs up, but they had to do it virtually. They could not come present themselves at the properties here and show them to their clients, and that's not happening.
Okay.
What they're doing is they're on those planes every week, as they were yesterday with me, flying back up here, with clients showing property. And I am going to blow this out of the water, because it's unfair to the legally resident realtors in Cayman Brac that are here, that are trading legally and have approved licenses to do so. So they either take their signs down, or I'm going to put a picture of everyone sign up here that's illegally trading on a Facebook page and a website, and call them out.
Good point. Thank you. And thanks for your bravery as well. So, folks, the beach cleanup is tomorrow, celebrating World Cleanup Day. The Rotary Club Central of Grand Cayman, or the Cayman Islands, will be marking World Cleanup Day with a special cleanup at Barker's Beach in West Bay from 8:30 a.m. until 10:30 a.m. And they're inviting the general public to join them and participate. They will have some refreshments and, of course, supplies should anyone wish to join them in that important community effort. I know that is something that is almost done on an annual basis, and they do get a pretty good turnout for that as well. So, folks, vaccine mandates. Antigua and Barbuda, the Cabinet of Antigua and Barbuda has announced yesterday that new COVID-19 policies that are meant to introduce mandatory vaccination for all government employees, including those in the public service, statutory corporations, and companies in which the government owns majority shares. Beginning this coming Monday, September the 20th, these employees are being asked to stay home until they can present proof of vaccination. All unvaccinated employees who fall under this measure will also be required to remain at home until they can prove that they have taken the COVID-19 vaccine. Those who do not comply with these new requirements have been told that they will not be paid a salary or wage for the period of non-compliance with the current policy. The policy is expected to stay in effect indefinitely. And, quote, until Cabinet is advised by health officials that the COVID-19 situation is under control, these policies affecting unvaccinated public workers entering onto government employment places shall remain in effect. A precise date for the end of these announced policies is therefore not yet determined. That was the note, the cabinet note read. Cabinet said it decided to alter several of its policies in order to speed the achievement of herd immunity before year's end. To achieve this, the cabinet has also clamped down on beach access and has announced that beginning Monday, beaches are to close at noon until 5 a.m. daily. In addition, all pleasure craft, fetes, parties, and entertainment events and excursions around the coastal waters and offshore islands are suspended immediately until September 29, 2021. Meanwhile, all arriving passengers, including returning nationals and residents, are required to have received at least the first dose of a vaccine approved by the appropriate authorities in Antigua and Barbuda. Informal/public gatherings are to be restricted to members of the same household. Bus drivers, conductors, and taxi drivers are required to be vaccinated effective October the 1st, 2021. Failure to comply with the current policy will result in restrictions to operate, and taxi drivers, vendors, and merchants at the ports of entry are required to be vaccinated as well. And folks, that is in Antigua and Barbuda, not here in the Cayman Islands. Government is requiring all government workers, those that work for statutory authorities and companies that the government has a share in, are required. Now, what I wanted to balance this against was the opinions and writings in relation to the arguments for and against mandating the vaccination. Unfortunately, I don't have time to share that with you today. But when the opportunity arises, I will do that as well, because there is a balance that has to be exercised here as well. And while there may be those who strongly feel that vaccine should be mandated, there are those who may not be in a position to do so as well. I also want to remind you that we are advised, I believe, that there will be a press briefing today at scheduled for 3 p.m., or a time to be determined if it isn't at 3 p.m. as well. Folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and by extension For the Record into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands into your places of work, wherever that may be. I also want to remind you that we are our brothers and our sisters' keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are, and I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. So I say to you, have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. John Sterling, Dwayne Ebanks at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And RF Group, money at work.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines